I have several IGT slot machines, and they have WBA bill acceptors, and one of them was giving me a real hard time, so I went online to look to see what could be done about it, and from what I read, they're just kind of a pain, and there are better alternatives out there. And one of those was an MEI unit that I found. Pretty inexpensive. Paid about $50 for it plus shipping, and it's the complete assembly. This one comes with the bill guide on it already for an S2000 machine, but that's not what I'm going to be installing it into today. Today I'm going to be installing it into like the round top Game King iGame type machine. I already did the Game King yesterday and it seemed to work very well, so I figured I'd go ahead and do the Frog Prince one today. And well, this is basically how you do it. So the first thing you got to do is make sure that there's no cache in the machine. Let it cache out. And there's my ticket. Ooh, I get to pay myself. The next thing you have to do is take this little unit off of here, because on this one you could see the side is straight up and down. Well, the Game Kings aren't like that. They're slightly different, and I can show you here in a second. Okay, now that it's been paid out, you can open the machine up and turn the power off. Let it shut down. Here's that difference that I was talking about. You can see how it's on a slant there. Now I had to order some replacement units. I don't have those today, but don't really need it for it to function. Okay, so the next thing you got to do is you take the cache box, the old cache box out. You don't need that. And then you remove the old unit out. Don't need that anymore. The thing that holds this whole inner frame in is on the side. There are 4 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all that holds it in there. And what I'll do is I will remove those and then slide this assembly out, and then you can see in the back is all the plugs. We'll just disconnect those plugs. So I got to set the camera down in order for me to do that. Here. Just take these screws out and set them down here for a minute. Those are out. Now you can see over here there's this little mechanism, and that mechanism stays in place. It's to show when this piece here goes into that slot, it tells the machine that this door is closed. So we need to leave that. To take this inner assembly out, all you really have to do is kind of pick it up and twist it so that you can clear that unit. So once you're out, you can disconnect. There's only 3 wires that are connected. You press a little release there on the clip. It's kind of hard to do. Press the release and they pull out. Just press the release and pull out and so forth. And that's it. That's the inner assembly. It's out. We're done with it. It can do whatever you want with it. So here is the new unit that we're going to put in. So the first thing you do is got to move this cache box out. It just slides apart. Pull it out. You got to remove the MEI bill reader head. So you pull down on this. You pull up on this little bar, and the whole assembly pops out. So all you have is this for right now. So you need to put this in position where the other one was. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hook these up. This may take a minute. Got to get the right order, the right size. There's one. There's 2. There's 3. That's all you need to hook back up. These you don't need to hook up to anything, so just let them hang. Okay, now you got to put it back in. So to put it back in, you got to go over this switch assembly here. So you put it in this way and go over the top. Make sure it's go in there. Now the fun part is to get the holes to line up. And with the new assembly, it's shaped a little bit different, so you might only get 3 screws in. Yeah, you only get 3 screws in, not 4, because it's shaped a little bit different. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, there you go. And 3. You can put the head in. The head just kind of tips in and then pops down in place, and that's it. Again, to take it out, just kind of pull it out. It's very easy. And then slide the cash box back in. Close the door. And that's really it mechanically. It's done. Now, if I had the correct bezel for this, I would clip it back on. But like I said, I don't have it. For today, I don't really need it. I could feed money in without having it. It's just a little tricky. It takes a second. But they just snap right on. Okay, now you just turn the power on and wait for it to boot up. While I'm waiting, you could see, without the bezel, you could see the slot down in there where you got to feed the money in. It's a lot easier with that plastic slide in there. But it works in the meantime. Okay, so we've got an error here, showing a closure M error. Let's see if we can clear it by just doing this. And no. So what you have to do then is you go down in here and you press that little white test button here one time, which brings this up. Okay, so I figured out why I was having a problem. Before I mentioned that the seller sent these pieces along and that I didn't need it on my Game King. Well, apparently I did on this one. The cash box itself was a little bit loose in it, so when I closed the main door, it had popped out some. So the machine didn't know the cash box was in its position. And what I had not noticed is underneath this plate that is left in the machine that I didn't touch, needed to put a washer just enough to get it up a little bit. You know, a little bit more than 1/8 of an inch is all it needed. So I just backed that one little screw out there, slid a washer underneath this, put it back in so it raised it up. You may not have to do this, so just take a look and see if you do. So it locks it in. It locked it in pretty solid, where it can't just automatically pop out. You have to pull it a little bit to get it out, and it does. It locks in there tight. So that was the issue there. What I was looking for, once it's closed, is when you press this button here, it goes in here. Oop. Let me do it this way. So what I was looking for is when this thing's closed and you turn your key, you get a bill validator CRC mismatch. That's what we were looking for. To fix it, what you got to do is, again, open the machine up, press that button, out of there first. Return to game. Sorry, I'm no pro. Let's try that again. Press the test button, go into setup, go into machine options, go to bill validator options, clear bill validator, mismatch. Now I've got the button that says clear mismatch. Press that button. Gotta wait here for it to read it. Looks like it did it fine. Return to game. Let's close it. And now down in there you can see I've got a green and a yellow light on it. Well, moment of truth here. Let's see if it takes it. Ooh! Took it right out of my hand. Probably. I fed it the wrong direction. This is so much easier with the guide. There we go. And it took the bill. We had some new hundreds here. Let's see if it takes it. Haven't tried that yet. Took it right in. Well, not the greatest video in the world, but at least it shows you what you have to do. So I'll just run through it real quick again. So to take the old one out, you open the cache door, take the old cache box out, take the old head out, remove the screws from the side of the unit, pull the assembly out, unplug the wires, and then put the new frame in, the screws back in, and then put the cache box in. But just make sure that the cache box isn't loosely sitting in here and want to pop out. If it pops out like that, the machine, when you close the machine, it won't know what's going on. It doesn't read properly. So it's got to be in all the way. You close the door, then you close the main door, turn the key, and then up here it should say mismatch. Go back to the main screen, open the door again, press the button, it'll take you back to the menu, go to setup, machine options, bill validator options, and then clear that. And then on here you'll have the button that says fix it. Hit that button, it'll bring you back to the main screen, go back to the game, close the door, and that really should be it.